I decided to make my video covering all of my voice recordings in English here on HelloTalk. I came here 1.5 years ago to practice English, and uploading voice recordings is my major way. Now my video gonna be 3 hours long. Who gonna watch it? Even my biological mother won't listen to it, but I do, for checking my progress and study records. I saw good friends of mine here on HelloTalk got their accounts deleted or banned for some reasons. That is not the fire on the other side of the river that will happen to us. So this video will be a good evacuation from and precautions against HelloTalk censorships. Anyway, let's encode it. April 24. Today is my first time to use here HelloTalk. I already made some friends, and we talked about the sharing hobbies, which is of course animation. This is great site to find friends and to practice foreign language. I'm quite satisfied with it. Also, I can see lots of people doing their best to study foreign language. Lots of people's moments and posts are a good contributor to encourage me to study further and do my best as well. Recording my voice. Recording my voice is an efficient tool to check my pronunciation and accent. However, I do realize that listening to my voice by myself causes certain pain and agony. It is embarrassing and also even traumatizing. In my imagination, in my brain, my voice sounds much better and cuter and more beautifully, but it doesn't. But anyway, for language purpose, I want to keep my voice record daily to check my progress. So far, I understand that when I speak fast, my vowel sound or consonant words drops. So I should speak more slowly and clearly to make myself clear. Anyway, thank you very much. On rainy days. I love rainy days. We can sleep as long as we want, with nicer, soothing effect of rain sounds outside. But unfortunately, today I had to go to school, so I did this morning. During my commute to school, I realized that girls smelled nicer than usual. Then I realized again, maybe due to rain, red girl's hair produced nicer aroma and great fragrance to us boys. Thank you very much. This is the only things I can find something good about rainy days. Anyway, thank you for listening. Hello, Tomo here. I'm talking about anime goods. When I study by myself at my desk, I use animated characters, stationeries such as pens, pencils, pen cases, and cups. As you know, learning language sometimes requires monotonous tasks such as memorizing a lot of words, phrases, and idioms. So, in order to motivate myself, I use these kind of cute goods, and they are savior for me to keep it up in learning language. If you have any good strategy to keep motivated, please share with me. Thanks. Now I finish my classes today and I get dressed and I go to work. I have a part-time job. Now I'm working for make my living, but if I had extra money to spend, I would like to try going abroad. Japanese basketball player once said, "When I landed on America, the United States, I felt I could jump higher." Likewise, visiting English-speaking countries maybe change my perspective in many aspects towards learning language. Sadly, I cannot go there right now, so I do whatever I can do domestically here in Japan. Anyway, I go for work. Bye. Good morning. Ohayo. I got mountain of homework yesterday in my English class. Instead of finishing up my homework, I chose to draw pictures instead. She is my favorite anime character from Love Live. Painting refreshed my mind, reduced my stress, and energized me. It was fun time. But I know today has come, so I should get back to reality. I will work on assignments. Wish me luck and good luck to you. Bye. Let me talk about my school days. I'm a university student. I majored in English literature. Looking around my campus, I see a lot of girls. The ratio between male students and female students is 1 to 9. This is because women are more likely to choose literature major. If I cannot make a girlfriend in this ideal setting for boys, it means my life will be devastated. I don't want to see myself being lonely, miserable bachelor, roaming on the street and seeking for love in my 30s or in my 40s. I should make some move. Wish me luck. Bye. 勉強終わり。I finished my homework. I studied a lot today. It is 8 p.m. in Japan, so let's call it a day. I did what I have to do, so let's move forward to what I want to do. Now I can sit back and relax, and I am going to do nothing. It was productive day anyway. I read a lot of model speeches about social topics, such as education, technology, science, politics, philosophy, or internet, or something like that. I don't care. I finished my work right now, and it's officially Friday night in Japan, but what I'm doing here right now is sitting on the bench in the park, grabbing canned beer in my right hand and iPad in my left hand. This park is quite vacant, so I don't have to take care of others' eye in this self-chat. But anyway, there are several vagabonds or homeless in the park, so I'm kind of scared. Japanese slang. Inka means negative character. Someone who are negative, shy, unfriendly, not good at making friends. Yoka means positive character. Someone who is good at making friends, party people, very friendly, amicable, and quite personable. They are just party people. These two words are mainly used in the campus of the university, not in the real life. Example sentences. うわ、陰キャだ、金も。あいつ誘わないどこうぜ。As my thumbnail shows, I'm a huge otaku, Japanese animation geek. That is why any stationeries designed with anime character do motivates me. That is why I went to anime goods shop yesterday to buy some of the stationeries for HelloTalk. English conversation is so great, but most of the case I didn't check in my English conversation, but I got the correction here on HelloTalk. So in order to be better English speaker, I will take note of some of the words I learned here. Hello, Golden Week has started, but I have to study English anyway. So I went to the nearest shop to rent several anime CDs. They are all great, and good music can make me relax while studying. But the problem is, sometimes music is too good for me to work on homework or assignments. Instead of studying, I end up singing a song according with some music. Also, my favorite way of studying English is reading aloud. That is why my English voice are disrupted by Japanese lyrics due to language differences. Or Japanese ambulance siren. But anyway, before checking any contents of Wise Premier membership here, HelloTalk, I paid monthly membership fee. It was $6, I guess, on impulse. So it was impulse buying. I hope I made the right decision this time, and next 30 days of HelloTalk experience should be funnier and more productive ones. But anyway, I want to keep posting, voice recording, and also writing. Bye. Okay, today is May 1st. Day 1 is the best timing to make some plans. So here are my study list. I want to improve my 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And TOEFL, one of the English exams in Japan, gives me great opportunity to train these 4 aspects. They're all about academic, such as philosophy, science, mathematics, politics, American history, biology, anthropology, architects, and so on. but I will do my best. 頑張ります。Akihabara is a city, 2 stops from Tokyo Station on train. Accessibility is perfect. This city is famous for Japanese animation, subcultures, and otaku stuff. It is also well known for high-quality electronic gadgets, electronic appliances, and also PCs. City itself produces some festive atmosphere. You can look around and see lots of people seems happy by themselves in a variety of fashions. Some are otakus and others are quite sophisticated. You can be yourself all the time. Whenever I find some narrow areas on the street, I take that narrow path. I don't know why, but maybe I can feel as if I became adventure in the treasure hunt.
疲れました。今日はずっとショートスピーチやってます。写真にあるように55ぐらいの、小さな、短いスピーチなのでやってて、そんな疲れないんですけど、数が多くて200個あるのでこれから頑張っていきたいと思います。今80です。80、あと120個以上ですね。頑張ります。 Hi everybody, today I'm working on these short speeches. Each speech has fewer than 50 words, so it's not so tiresome. I can do it, but the total number of total speeches is over 200, and now I'm at the point of the speech number 81, so 120 more speeches to go. I'll do my best.
Kanda Myoji is a sacred shrine for me or for any other anime otakus. This is the location of Love Live school idols, and it is located in Akihabara. So it's like a passport for every single anime otaku in Japan. I especially like Emma wooden wishing tablet, where you can write your wish, goals, and dreams. Since a lot of high school students go there, we can see some good luck for their college entrance exams, or of course, getting girlfriends and the like.
Black holes, you say, huh? Dark. Is there or isn't there a prevalent school of thought that posits time travel is possible through the creation and exploitation of miniature black holes?
Super scientific. So now Steins Gate Zero started this season. So of course I should rewatch Steins Gate, the first season, and it's really interesting and also entertaining to rewatch Steins Gate, both in Japanese and also in English. But the problem is, the Steins Gate is the greatest science fiction, sci-fi animation, so some special terminology is a little bit difficult to follow. Can you hear the sound of the rain outside? I did homework. I presented paper to the professor, and I attended the class every day on weekdays and I worked for a part-time job. Then what I got from all of the hard work is rain. Now it's on the weekend, but maybe I will shut myself and enjoy some indoor activities. It's now 3 a.m. in the morning in Japan, and unfortunately it's on Monday. I think Japan's time is ahead of yours, so I might say to you, have a good weekend, but for me, it's more like a good luck with your work and study. So I really want to know how to rewind the time, or please somebody trap me on weekends, and I should never get out of that timeline. Hello guys, I'm Momo. Last week I took English test created by Japanese Language Association. This time I'm going to take international language assessments, TOEFL and IELTS, as for my next step. Both of them are really academic. TOEFL is created to evaluate foreign students who want to study in the US. As for IELTS, it is made to evaluate students who want to study in Britain. I'm not quite sure which academic career path to take, but prepare first, laugh later.
Some universities require all first-year students to take a physical education course. Do you agree with such a policy? Why?
I agree with this policy. University students should take physical education in the first year of the university for the following 3 reasons. First of all, they get better in health. With today's sedentary lifestyle, they tend to be shut-ins, spending a lot of time in front of PCs or TVs. They should get out of the room and move some bodies. Second of all, they can be more creative by doing so. According to statistics, physical and mental activities are closely connected between the two. And last, they have to be tough, considering that after the graduation of the university, in order to survive today's harsh working environment, they should increase their stamina.
What do you miss most about your home when you are away?
The things I miss most about my hometown is its nature. When I live in Tokyo, I miss the mountains of my hometown the most. As a runner for myself, I enjoy jogging on the streets. But here in Tokyo, I should be attentive all the time of pedestrians, traffic, and automobiles. But in the mountains in my hometown, I can enjoy lots of space. It's like a free driveway only for myself. I really enjoy the benefits the nature gives me in my hometown. The professor discusses 2 different types of the motivations: extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. She explains that extrinsic motivation comes from outer force, such as money or praise from others. For example, she says children put away garbage not because they are happy to do so, but because
they get some rewards, such as money, from their parents. On the contrary, she states that intrinsic motivation derives from within yourself, based on happiness, enjoyment, and pleasure. For instance, she says, as a not a marathon runner, she goes to the gym for 5 years, simply because she loves to do so. She feels happy for herself. Hey guys, other purchase of anime goods. Every time I wash the handkerchief, its color and design fade. I don't like it, but I hope at least this beautiful golden embroidery can last no matter how many times I wash it. In the lecture of the education, the professor introduced two different types of the attention, active attention and passive attention. She says that active attention cannot last long and it does require efforts. However, the passive attention can last naturally and effortlessly. She shows one example of the frog. When teachers have to teach frog, and if they introduce the literal meanings depending on the dictionaries to students, students get bored hearing the frog is amphibians, blah blah blah. However, if the teacher shows the live frog and lets them jump on the table, the students get engrossed in the lecture and passive attention can be produced and they can keep focused naturally in the class. I'm going to Tokyo this weekend to take English interview exams. However, the main purpose of visit this time would be sightseeing before and after the exams. Unfortunately, the Tokyo Race Horsing Stadium was closed during the summer. Due to the heat of the summer, horses don't run in the race. They take a rest from the heat. I didn't know that, so I got a huge disappointment, but still, Tokyo has everything, especially for someone who loves Japanese otaku cultures, such as animation, anime songs, Vocaloids, books, comics, and so on. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hi, I'm Momo. 3 months have been passed since I left here, HelloTalk, so let me introduce myself again. I major in English literature at university. Learning English is always my passion. The other passion in my life is watching Japanese animation. So my dream would be the mix of the two, international anime otaku. So I can introduce everything about Japanese soft culture, tradition, animation, comics in your language, English. And someday I want to be a tour guide in Akihabara, Mecca for Japanese animation. Anyway, I keep up my English studies and it was nice talking with you. Thank you. A teacher I respect the most recommended to me that I should upload voice diary every day so that I can increase opportunity to speak English, check my progress, and review my pronunciation through recordings. So I do this. Today, I took part in Halloween party. I'm not quite sure why is Halloween, why is the origin. What I only know about Halloween is just a big pumpkin. But there was no pumpkin in that party, so basically it's just a party with drinks. Sadly, there was not enough drinks for everybody. I mean alcohol, so I end up sipping green tea at the corner of the table. I cannot change myself into talkative people without the power of alcohol, so I was just poking at the hood. Here in Japan, Halloween has been now gaining popularity, especially among the young. But this party is anathema to me. This is because I don't know how to behave among the festive crowd wearing costumes. Also, I do not spend my limited budget on the stupid costume which you can wear only once a year. Also, I'm not so cut out for making the costumes with my clumsy hands. So what I do in the Halloween is this, wearing my regular costumes. My regular costumes are anime t-shirts, so I can say I'm cosplaying otaku in the Halloween. Does it succeed, or does it just reveal my otaku geeky status to everyone? As a countryman, I'm always dreamed of living in Tokyo, a sleepless city of Japan. I live in rural areas of Japan, surrounded by lots of mountains and rivers, where there is no entertainment option available except for beautiful sceneries. When I pay occasional visits to Tokyo, I'm always amazed that lots of facilities are operated 24 hours. Ramen noodle restaurants, cafes, drinking places are open around the clock. In my place, drinking places and bars shut their doors at 10 p.m., which is the starting point of the party, and the party is finally getting excited. It's ridiculous. Things I enjoy to work off my stress is hitting the ball at a batting cage. I was on the baseball team for more than 10 years when I was a kid, so even now I can hit home run whenever I can concentrate without any practice. It's such a great stress reliever to recharge my batteries. But when it comes to English conversation, just a few days off from practice can hamper my English learning progress, especially for English conversation, where I feel great stress or awkward when I try to produce some English sentences from the scratch. It's such an unfair world. Baseball and English is a matter of skills, but when it comes to English, as the saying goes, practice makes perfect, so I should keep it up, no matter what. Now I got home from my nearby restaurant where I was burning the midnight oil to study English. Changing places can motivate me to work for additional time. However, as for writing tasks of IELTS, test takers are supposed to compare graphs and numbers and then produce complete summary of it in 20 minutes. It's really overwhelming. Only copying the model answer on my notebook takes 17 minutes. So how can I accomplish this task in such a severe time constraint? Now I'm on the verge of mental break. So I might say, time to go to bed, so good night. You may say, this good picture makes you hungry, but I'm now recording my voice as a reminder for my future myself. Tonight, I ordered this one-plate set menu with hamburger and spaghetti mixed. The result was awful. Both of them are half quality. As for hamburger, it's smaller portion with less meat juice in it, and regarding spaghetti, it was hardened and dry. Before ordering, I thought this set plate would be what I was looking for. I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but what I learned from this bitter experience was, if you chase 2 preys at one time, you may lose any of it. Let me talk about the brand new wireless earphones I bought this time. I went to Akihabara, which is famous for electronic gadgets, pieces in parts, appliances, and Japanese animation. In a store called Yodobashi, I asked the concierge to let me try different 10 sets of earphones to check how they fit my ear size. I didn't care about the quality of the sound, so I chose the best fitting ones. The reason why I chose the pink color, which is quite girly, is because I tend to lose something small or precious, such as wallets, keychains, or love. So vivid color will be easy to find in the case of I search it, and I pay 7,000 yen. I usually change my wallpaper on my PC screen on seasonal basis. Last summer, I chose the summery blue sky from the animation called Tokyo Kakeru Shoujo, or The Girls Who Can Live Through the Time. This autumn, I used this beautiful starry night. I particularly like these layouts, with much attention on the backgrounds and only little focus on the character in the center. These layouts are not messy and noisy, so every time I open up the pages or turn on the PC, I'm not so disturbed and somehow feel relaxed. I hate waiting. I cannot stand being in the line for a long time. To be specific, I cannot wait for another ride in Disneyland. It's not dreamland, it's more like a hell where I should be constrained at the same place for a long time. However, one thing I can wait for is ramen noodle. Actually, I'm happy and excited about waiting because waiting can stimulate my appetite. It's a source of spice. I can cancel my date with my girlfriend, or I can jump into the hell, burning myself on fire for ramen noodle. How about you? For what can you wait for a long time?
Aside from uploading my English voice recordings here on HelloTalk, in order to improve my speaking skills, I take 25 minutes online lessons with tutors from all over the world via Skype. One thing I notice about the quality of the teacher is that the teachers are the one who can enjoy themselves the most during the lesson. They are encouraged, inspired, and fascinated by their own lessons. We humans are the creature of logical reasonings, but also of the emotion at the same time. So I think pleasant moments or positive feelings are contagious even by the internet. As a would-be teacher, I take note of it for my future career.
Hello, I'm Momo. Let me introduce myself again. I have two big passions in my life, English and Japanese animation. As for my education career, I majored in English literature. After the graduation, I started my career as a sales representative selling some quality material to students door to door. But I wanted to be a teacher, so currently I work as a part-time teacher while studying by myself to be full-time. In my free time, I enjoy watching series of episodes of animation while sitting back and relaxing in the sofa. I've watched over 500 works of animes, regardless of genre, except for boys' love, which is apparently not my taste. Hopefully, here on HelloTalk, we can be friends and exchange a lot of opinions and interests. Thank you. In an anime shop in Japan, these cute, adorable pictures are on display to attract customers into a shop. Of course, they are not for sale. As the saying goes, money cannot buy anything. However, they are all destined to be disposed of. It is said that they have a potential as money-making trees if they are auctioned. So, manufacturing company actually recall these displays or panels only to throw them away into trash box. This is such a waste, mottainai. We otakus happily take them as a family treasure and pass them on from generation to generation. Miku Hatsune, phenomenal character in music industry, showed its presence in public at Akihabara Gaming Theater, with its own cosplayer on its side. This ridiculously big green head was a huge obstacle on the narrow aisle, accounting for 50% of its own body size. However, this unusual proportion of head size was somehow appealing to my eyes. Some visitors maneuvered their own plans to catch the prize at the crane games. Others got jaded with unfortunate results even after having spent mountains of money. Spice and Wolf, Okami to Consiglio. This is my favorite animation and novel titles all the time. This work includes intriguing conversation between male traveling merchant and female wise wolf, ranging from business and politics to economy and technology to differences between men and women. Reading these novels in English translation can accelerate my speed of reading, increase my vocabulary, and familiarize myself with grammar usage. Currently, I'm at the volume 13. Hopefully, while utilizing the commuting time to and from work, I can catch up with the latest edition of these light novels, which has been still published every 3 months.
A day 29th can be read niku in Japanese, which means meat. That is why lots of restaurant franchises in Japan offer cut down on the price of the food items, especially hamburgers and steak. This is a win-win situation between the restaurant owners and the customers. Former can enjoy the increasing number of the eaters in their premises, whereas the latter can haggle over the price on the day, me included. Eating while watching. Double my happiness. Great visual sensation comes from the animation I watch on iPad, whereas the feeling of satisfaction derives from the food I eat. This is a typical way of releasing my stress. Dining out after work really refresh and energize myself once again. After finishing the devoured food as a glutton, I proceed with a textbook, with a great combination between the bitterness of the cup of coffee and sweetness of chocolate parfait, thus facilitating my learning and activating my brain. What a high calorie intake! Before going back straight home after work, I made a stop at my favorite ramen noodle restaurant to consume these delicacies. Now I can see my protruding stomach. I'm getting fatter and fatter day by day. This is really dangerous situation because winter is just around the corner, which makes it extremely difficult for us to initiate exercising outside under the freezing temperature. At this ratio, I will die due to obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure coming from overeating, or I could survive this winter by adopting hibernation as other animals do, thanks to the calorie I took already. This weekend, I'm going to take English speaking test in Tokyo to evaluate my ability to use English. I like this competitive side of English. Here in Japan, over 1 million test takers strive for effort to get the good score on English exams for academic and business reasons. You can see where you ranked. However, communicative side of English way more importance to me. That's why I came here, HelloTalk. I made great friends who share interesting ideas, same hobbies, and make effort to increase their level of language, and gives me great pleasure, quality of time. So I keep it up to win the victory and cherish friendships. How can you keep a record of how many times you do certain activity? Here in Japan, we use this kanji. As you can see, it's very easy to spell out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why it's a piece of cake to count the total amount by 5, 10, 15, 20. Moreover, it brings certain positive message to you. It means justice and right. I use this method for my academic success. From my learning English experience, making results requires long-term perseverance and endurance. Only thing we can control under our supervision would be progress, not the results. So, I spell this kanji each time I read the sentences. The other day, I took speaking and writing tests in English in Tokyo. This test is all about evaluating test takers' ability of outputting, ranging from picture descriptions, quick responses, to making suggestions to the problems and stating opinions about social topics. Although I did my best and I can expect higher scores this time than the last time, still there are lots of rooms for improvements. In order to realize my possibility, now my targeted materials for upper-level English speaker would be American 60-second science. By imitating the faster pace and speed of English, I can put more information on each topic within the time limits for speaking test. I'll do it. I like rainy days. Nice sound of raindrops hitting on my roof creates soothing and relaxing effect in my room while reading and sleeping. However, when I go outside, I cannot stand even a couple of raindrops on my head. So I start opening the umbrella when it happens. However, there is no one aside from me holding the umbrella on the streets. That is why tens of people on the street give me some strange look. They might assume I'm so naive, delicate, spoiled, and overprotective, which is true, by the way. I hate this time of the year. As you can see, there is an increasing level of noise by the construction in my vicinity. Municipal government try to make a contract with local construction companies in order to make improvements such as roads or water pipes under the ground. This is not because of the out of necessity. They do so because the municipal government have to use up all of the budget allocated by national government within a year. So, from November to the end of the year, the level of noise, inconveniences, vibrations increases dramatically. This is how I consume food at the table in the restaurants. Since I'm a loner with no companion at the same table, my concerted effort only goes for food and animals. Moreover, wireless headphones allows me to eat with comfort, ensuring me there is no chance that wires get tangled with my chopsticks. However, considering the current situation I was put into, my listening skills of English should be enhanced for coming exams. My solution for this problem would be to watch the anime in English vocals, which lessens the guilty feelings of watch anime and maximize the quality time for dining. Last Thursday, I went and watched 2 Japanese anime films, ReZero and Natsume Friends books in the cinema. Thursdays are Boys' Day in Japan, so every gentleman can get 50% off from the usual price of the tickets. I took advantage of it. I don't want to spoil any content of new films, so if you are interested, please check it when the DVDs of these titles are available on the market. But I can say, both of them introduces new episodes, not the summaries from the TV series. I hate that. As you can see from my pictures, I enjoy the total privacy in the middle, in the center of the room. This is because all of the seats are bought up by me in advance. As a person whose parents has vested rights of oil reserves in the Middle Eastern countries, this is a piece of cake and everyday occurrence. Christmas is just around the corner. We can see the increasing number of tall green trees with ornament attached anywhere on the street. Among those, Akihabara shows its unique status to visitors from all walks of life. Cute animated girls painted on the walls, tall buildings, and at the corner of the street welcomes you, greets you with affable smile. This vibrant energy and friendly atmosphere surely lessens the social pressure upon us who are in the constant search of girlfriends before Christmas. 2D, two-dimensional girls rocks our worlds. Do you have point cards? If your answer is yes, why don't you buy ones with anime characters on it? Speaking for myself, I hated presenting cards every time I make a purchase at a cash register. It's rather troublesome. However, these cute cards changed my mind. Having and carrying these animated point cards in your wallet makes your shopping experience more colorful and enjoyable. It's worth it. As you can see in my pictures, my previous card is sold out online, and now my current one is Gochi user, bringing in more moe and cutie into my shopping. Under the influence of Uma Musume animation about horse racing in Japan's history, I paid a visit to Fuchu Horse Racing Stadium in Tokyo the other day. During the morning, hundreds of participants were gathered together in front of the gate of the stadium, agitated. When it opened, they, me included, dashed into the inside of the stadium to save the seat for themselves. Luckily, I got the front seat, so I could feel the sound and lightning of the horses' footsteps during the races. The races I saw were quite minor ones. The 2-year horses were not mature enough to run at their maximum speed of 600 kilometers per hour, but still, this was quite an experience. Next time, if I had a chance, I'd like to see the Grand Prix racings where over 100,000 visitors were jam-packed in the same stadium. Japan has karaoke culture. We don't dance, but we sing. As for me, I'm introverted and homebody, but I still occasionally hit the karaoke studio to recharge my batteries. People like me, who don't have any friends and prefer to spend a solo life, has been increasing in Japan, especially among otakus. You may say the more the merrier, but this is a different story. Accordingly, more and more karaoke studio clearly stipulates the different price range where the solo players have to shoulder more financial burden than people in the group. We end up occupying the entire room just for us. But still, singing in the empty room with no audience gives us greater sense of security, pleasure, and freedom. This kind of solo activity serves as a great stress reliever among otakus. Happy New Year! Year 2018 was full of learning experiences. I took 2 different types of English exams, TOEFL and IELTS, for the first time in my life. Results were half satisfactory. My score exceeded certain standard, but not my target. So this year's resolution would be sticking to that target and keep it up, do it harder, and do my best. Another resolution would be studying abroad. The reason why I hadn't been around here on HelloTalk was because I started working on a daily basis, 5 days a week, to produce money for that purpose. I hope the English speaking environment can improve my communication skills and develop me into more authentic international otakus. ということで、今年もよろしくお願いします。このスバ English dub version has completed. I've already watched Japanese original version several times, so it's a piece of cake for me to follow storylines in English. However, tricky point is that this dark wizard, Megumin, tends to use big vocabulary and unknown jargon when she casts a spell. But my heart was captured by it. She goes something like this: darkness, darker than dark, blacker than black, merge with my crimson power. Come on, justice, time of awakening has come, the one with no equals. This is my ultimate attack spell, explosion. It's so awesome. So I want to keep on practicing my listening skills so that I can pick up every single word she says. This is what my English trainings are for. My next animation to watch in English dub would be Maid Dragon. This unlucky animation lost the chance to draw attention in the public. The social phenomenon animation Kemono Friends was on air in the same season, so the popularity of Maid Dragon was under the shadow at the time. However, looking back, it had the potential to be the best of the season. My beloved character, Kamui Kanna, in the picture on the right, has very unique, distinct voices. Even after the show
her voice rings in my head substantially for some period of time. English voice cover does have similar type of voices, so it seems that vocal actors intentionally imitate Japanese original version to preserve the character image. I appreciate her effort. Hi. Truth be told, I'm otaku. I always carry anime anytime, anywhere. Especially during commuting time or lunch break, I turn on my iPad and watch a couple of episodes of anime in English. I know what I'm doing will not be well received in the community, where persons are expected to follow others doing something different from others will be a target of criticism or a center of attention. That person might be ostracized or ousted. But I don't care. What I do care about is what I want to do. So, even some steamy hot scene or scenes or punishment comes on the monitor, I don't move slight muscle on my face, remaining poker face and laughing about it. Love what you do. Hi, I started using this app last April. So far, I've posted 150 moments and gained 2,000 likes from you. Thank you for your patronage. These numbers are more than I had expected. I prefer using voice recordings over typing. Typing on the small, tiny keyboards on my smartphone really frustrates me. Looking at my time log, there are some blanks, hiatus, and breaks between the moments. Hopefully in the future, I keep on posting on daily or weekly basis, not monthly or annual basis. Last but not to least, I made great friends with you, same-minded otakus. So thank you, and let's keep in touch. Unfortunately, weekend was now over. Another workday is coming right up. We have to relieve our stress, recharge our battery, and refresh ourselves on weekends somehow. In my case, watching a couple of episodes from my favorite anime just revitalize and energize me. This week's pickup is the episode 1 from Macross Delta. The combination of hustle of robots battling and singing idols are just perfect. So let's go back into reality, toil for a living, and put bread on the table. Posting vocal diary in English is effective but somehow time-consuming. It involves 4 processes. First, come up with idea. Without idea, my brain is blank and it does not function. Second, try to speak English to a speaker anyway. Practice makes perfect. It requires several trials. Third, organizing my thought. Putting my random speech in order will be good for hearers. Finally, utilize rephrasal words. Using the same words again and again in the one post will be dumb. It does not expand my words database. These 4 steps should be taken care of to produce 60 seconds of voice recordings. It takes 15 minutes. Anime tastes better now. In the past, I used to have a luxury to watch the anime whenever I liked. I did a lot of all-nighter, watching episode 1 to 24 through the night. Sadly, life changed. But I realized that
watching only one episode during the lunch break or bedtime will be good enough. As the water tastes heavenly when you are thirsty in desert, good anime can fit in your hole of your heart when you are really jaded and fatigued with work and study. My next life savior would be Gridman or Zombieland Saga. I really appreciate all of the good animes. On my way back home from work, I drove by the nearest convenience store to eat and drink in the open space while watching good anime on my iPad. This is my golden time. All my fatigue, frustration, and stress just get dissolved into molecules before good anime. This leads me to the question, how can I pay back? Anime creators toil for a living by working overtime day and night around the clock with little pay equivalent to only $1,000 monthly and with loads of frustration and fatigue caused by deadline. Money I spend at the anime shop does not reach the pockets of anime creators. It is shareholders and executives that benefits. My answer to this question is I myself work harder as they do to make others happy. Thanks to anime, I can do my best every day. Looking back on my moments, my page is now inundated and contaminated by my own singing voices. I don't know how it happened, but I know 2 nights ago on Saturday night, I hit karaoke studio just myself to sing through the night with lots of beer. I can remember I was heavily drunk and kept posting singing voices on and on in front of you. It's really embarrassing. If I can, I want to rewind the time and erase that events. But anyway, at the same time, it's really refreshing, so when my stress, fatigue, and frustration reach my limits, I will do it again. But anyway, thank you for your comments and likes on that night. Next animation to watch in English dub is Tiger and Bunny. I make it a rule to watch a couple of animations during commuting and lunch break. This is my luxury. But I don't want to watch some serious animation. Also, I cannot follow some complex scenarios, storylines, or complicated plots. Furthermore, I cannot turn myself into a crybaby in the middle of the public, so Clannad and Hana should be eliminated from my watching list. I do this because I want to put myself into English mode before English lessons. Also, English dub, English vocal of Tiger and Bunny sounds really authentic and cool and natural because they're all about American heroes. Life should be balanced. As the proverb goes, golden road is a middle road. Too much money might ruin your life, making you quite arrogant and selfish. On the contrary, too little income leads to poor quality of life, causing you to worry about daily necessities all the time. In my case, I'm currently watching Tiger and Bunny, the animation. This is all about American heroes fighting against criminals. So this tends to be kind of serious. In order to balance it out, I started watching Chio-chan no Tsugakuro as well. As you can see, this is all about high school girls making some silly pranks. By watching these 2 anime simultaneously, I can keep peace of mind. As you can see on the yellow banner on my profile, I spent around $20 or $30 to become yearly premium member. According to the officials, your moments can be viewed 7 times as often as ones of the regular members. There will be no annoying and irritating advertisements. Last but not least, you can utilize some learning devices such as translations. I don't care at all. I don't know why I spent such a stupid sum of money, but I cannot cry over the spilled milk. Whether my credit will be worth it or not totally counts on my future effort to acquire English. So please stay in touch with me for another year. February already ended and we welcomed new month, March. So how was it going in February? In my case, I got accustomed to working as a full-time employment, which I started January. I know how to drill, provide services, and cope with customers. But due to some kind of pressure, I suffered from week-long insomnia. I couldn't fall asleep even with eyes closed for a long time. I went to doctor, got prescription, and took some sleeping pills. Now I'm okay, no worries. Also in the middle of the month, we got Valentine's Day. Following the Japan customs, girls give chocolate to boys and boys give something back to them later this month. But I'm broke, so I will give something casual, such as pieces of t-shirts with message on it or some cool insect which I can find on my way to work. One of the greatest advantages of being adults is that you can finally drink alcohol legally, starting at the age of 20 here in Japan. I'm now enjoying this benefit. As long as I can improve my English ability, I'm just okay with the sedentary lifestyles, facing textbook for a long duration of time during the daytime, but doing so sometimes slows me down. To overcome such difficulty, a casual glass of wine or beer really activates my brain once again. This is especially true when you work on foreign languages. Open-mindedness and comfort brought about by being drunken status really facilitate your input and output of words and phrases. Anyway, I have to cancel my karaoke date due to overwhelming amount of my assignments, so I have to back to my textbook. My current focus of studying English is how to speak English fluently, correctly, and precisely. That's why I came here on HelloTalk every day to post some audio recordings, but not daily basis actually. I'm kind of lazy and easygoing, but you can skip about it. Anyway, the tricky part of learning language is that it involves out of work, along with other fields of art like music or sports. Hours of practices doesn't necessarily improve your quality of expression in English. Good example is how to translate Japanese anime titles into English ones. I can beat literal translation of Google's, but I don't think I can reach the professional levels. I wish I had possessed such talent. I'm spending most of my weekends practicing English short speeches on and on. For example, karaoke. Karaoke is the best activities for 2 reasons. First, karaoke is mentally relaxing. To be specific, you can choose some lyrics or tune that matches your mood. When you want to cry, you can turn to ballad. When you need some energy, rock music can motivate you to be positive. Second, karaoke is physically refreshing. For instance, when you sing, you maximize the usage of vocal organs to produce loud, deep voice from your stomach, with occasional jumping and shaking your ass. All of these exercise whole parts of your body. For this reason, karaoke is a must go. That is the end of the karaoke. Starting at 6 p.m. It's now passing the midnight. And also, it's a solo karaoke, so it is me who sing a song through the night alone in my room. But anyway, that was really refreshing and totally rejuvenating. And as you can see on my pictures, one of the ethic or Japanese beauty is mottainai. Never make leftovers among your ordering about food or drinks in the restaurants. I drank the barrel of beer for tonight. I'm wasted and totally worthless. But anyway, tomorrow is coming and tomorrow is my work day, so let's do our best to be productive to the customers. Thank you. I'm home. Now it's past the midnight. Today is the start of my working days, but I'm already exhausted. I work in a cram school, and I had 4 lessons to teach in a row today, with no single breaks, which used up all of the energy. It's not one-to-one tutoring where students and teachers can sit together at the desk. It's a group lessons I'm in charge of, where I have to stand in front of the students and blackboards. I used to play baseball when I was young, and at that time I was full of energy. Now I got some intelligence and got wiser, but at the expense of the physical strength. So do you think I should start working out? Spring is coming, so it's a kind of best timing to initiate. The reason why I discontinued posting my vocal recordings here on HelloTalk a couple of days ago is because I caught a cold. Due to high fever, running nose, and bad coughing, I couldn't speak. And of course, we Japanese cannot take the days off. We are corporate warriors. So, these vocal recordings under this bad health condition shows my strong determination towards learning English foreign languages. I don't need any romance. Fuck you, romance. Those who seek boyfriends or girlfriends, go to Tinder, not here on HelloTalk. So, in order to support good boy like me, Momo-chan, you can send your money either by credit card or traveler checks above address, or you can leave sweet comments below that comment box. Thank you. Last week is the hardest and busiest week this year. As I said before, I had a cold, but I had to work. At the end of the workdays, we had a party to welcome new employees and send off our coworkers. As you can expect, the party went too crazy, and we had a blast together with a lot of alcohol, food, and after the party. It is my first time to drink such heavy loads of alcohol while having a disease. So on the next day, my first day off, I spent literally a whole day lying down on my bed while roaming and whining about my pain and sufferings. My body was negatively affected by either the consumption of alcohol or by lasting disease. Now my condition improved a lot. Hangovers and headaches disappeared. My major way of using HelloTalk is uploading my voice recordings on a daily basis to check my speaking abilities. So how much can you talk in such a limited amount of time limits, 60 seconds? First, you can deliver short speeches. You may have time to give 2 reasons to back up your ideas. Second, it is impossible for you to upload your singing voices. Before reaching the greatest part of the music, your recordings will be cut off. Finally, it is likely that
you can pause your voice diaries. But again, it is not long enough sometimes to fully explain about your daily occurrences. Anyway, time limit is fucking frustrating. This is a bad place for your hatred and antagonism towards HelloTalk. You may say, fucking HelloTalk, go to the hell, but what can we do? Just go with it. このスバ is the best animation in 2016, and its character, Megumin, is the best heroine of the year, whose variety of magic is limited to only one explosion. It destroys everything in the field, and scale is massive. Only downside of this magic is it takes time for her to cast a spell, and it uses up all of the energy she has, so after the one shot of explosion, she becomes useless. But having said that though, I think allocating everything onto one magic is rather romantic. For me, it's English. I don't know why, but I cannot bring myself into different languages or another ones. Pursuing one thing at a time fits my character. Today is busy day. I have to prepare not for work, not for study, for white days. During my lunch break, I dashed to the department store to buy some chocolates. After that, I headed for stationery shop to buy pen, pencils and letter cards. Then finally, I pay a visit to the anime shops to buy some cute stickers to put my original taste or otaku taste on my presents. And now, in front of these letters or chocolates, my work is still unfinished. Time tells me it's almost 1 a.m. I have to burn the midnight oil to complete my mission. So, as a return, when I give these presents to girls tomorrow, as a compensation, I will grab their boobies. Now my effort will be rewarded, right? The most exciting moment in my life is unpacking package from Amazon or undressing ladies, although I don't have any experience in latter case. I prefer to read paper books over ebooks. It is true that ebooks saves up a lot of space, money, and forest. You can carry hundreds of downloaded books on your ebook readers. Your room should not be piled up by mountains of books. Also, digital contents is much cheaper than paper original contents, although what is written is the same. Furthermore, ebooks is eco-friendly. It doesn't require cutting down trees. But still, as a conformist and traditionalist, I go for paper books. I don't feel right when I page through on the surface of ebooks. Thank you everyone. Thanks to your message, help, and encouragement, I managed to survive these past 2 weeks. These 2 weeks were really hectic, busy, and irregular. I had a welcome and farewell party at work. I cried like a baby to send off my soulmates at working place. Also, I got a disease. I had a high fever, coughing, and running nose. I went to the doctor twice to get the prescriptions. Now I'm okay. Furthermore, we had white days on March 14th. I went all-nighter to prepare for message cards with chocolates. Now all of the works has finished. Without your help, nothing could be accomplished. So thank you again, and HelloTalk is a place where I can be myself. One of the greatest benefits of living in today's society is online games. With access to the internet, a wide variety of good games can be downloaded on your smartphone or on PC, free of charge.
And today's trend is survival games. 100 of players have to battle each other until only one winner will be left in the battleground. So I started. However, the moment game started, people like me, newbies, are easy target to be killed. I'm just a pig carrying the barbecue set to be cooked. Lots of people call me noobs. I was bullied. So, the day I downloaded this game is the day I installed it. I cried for my clumsy. I didn't notice before, but now I understood how to extend 60 seconds time limits for your voice recordings. Strictly speaking, you cannot increase your time allocation for audio recordings. When 60 seconds comes, HelloTalk will cut you off, which is quite subtle, annoying, irritating interruptions. But if you think about it, you can comment or put voice recordings on your moments too. So, from now on, if I cannot summarize what I want to say in 1 minute long, I keep recordings through my voices on my chatting box on and on to increase my speaking practice. Another merit of using chatting box for your additional info is that you can avoid showing your unnecessary moments to your friends. Some people don't like to be bombarded or inundated by lots of moments from same person. But if you connect your another one to the related moments, you can sort out your message on one place. Anyway, in my case, I just want to improve my speaking skills by using voice recording. So, with any purposes, I'm going to use this audio recordings anyway. Today is national holiday in Japan, spring day or vernal equinox day, and I have a day off. But I have a lot of work to do at home. Fortunately, I have my favorite YouTuber or game streamer challenging some game contents called Dark Soul. It is notorious for the difficulty of the games, and they are trying to clear all of the stages without stopping. It is said to take a day or 2 days, and 26 hours has already passed. This kind of long hours game streaming is a good pacemaker or motivator for me to study. Now I'm trying to memorize more than 20 English speeches. So tomorrow is the day the newly released title Sekiro, the sequel of Dark Soul, will be released. I have a question about English acronyms. The WTF stands for what the fuck. AFK means away from keyboards. Like this, is there any good acronyms to show that I will reply to later on weekends? Although I post my moments using vocal recordings on a daily basis on my moments, I don't reply due to time constraints, busy schedule, and my easygoing personalities. But I do care. But I do appreciate your comments, replies, or whatever to me. So in order to show my feelings, I need acronyms for that purpose, so I can put it on my name, such as Momo at acronyms. Today, March 21st, year 2019, marked his final game, Mr. Suzuki Ichiro, My Hero. After the game, the interview was held in the middle of the night. More than 200,000 people gathered together on the YouTube to watch live streamings, making a lot of comments saying, "I love you, Ichiro, thank you very much." And I'm one of those. In the interview, he was asked by one of the reporters, "Are there any messages for children?" And he said that, Find truly what you want to do. Life is hard, with no shortcut or easy success, but with a passion, you will never give up." So, taking his message seriously, I renewed my passion towards English. Thank you, Ichi. Hello, long time no see. I'm Momo. I'm your Momo. How are you? How is your life treating you? How was the start of the new business year? In my case, I'm pretty busy with a lot of work to do, with new employees to be trained, and new circumstances to get accustomed to. That is why 2 weeks has been passed since I uploaded my last vocal recordings here on my HelloTalk Moments. 2 weeks. This hectic lifestyle forced me to catch the last train to get back home and fast train to get to work. Anyway, the golden weeks, 10 consecutive holidays, is just within the reach, so I'm in the mood to upload my voice recordings again. Starting this year, I was posting my voice recordings or audio diaries here on my HelloTalk on a daily basis to check out my improvements on my speaking skills in English. I was doing really good job until recently. However, due to hectic lifestyles and busy work schedule at the start of this new business year, I stopped. The last month saw around 25 number of posts, which is really close to my targeted number, 30 moments a month. This month is day 15 in the middle of April, and I saw only one post, so I should focus the quantity over quality. Hello again, I'm Momo. Now I realize that the HelloTalk introduced new systems or language tools, hashtags. I saw many people using hashtags on their moments. So if you know any good hashtags, please let me know so that I can use it for increasing my appearances and getting more attention and help from the users. So far, help me correct hashtag is promising. I wish that you can correct my twisted personalities, wasted lifestyles, or weird fetishisms, but you can't. So at least I hope my sentences will be corrected. As an anime fan, I love Kemono Friends. This animation set the highest records of satisfaction levels on the anime viewing sites, 98%. The story is well written, every dot of the events will connect in the end. Characters are really amusing, showing the real characteristics of the real animals. It's a world of peace, friendships, and kindness. However, the sequel of this anime, Kemono Friends Second, set the lowest records of satisfaction levels, 2%. fucking scriptwriter Hosotani introduced unnecessary conflicts in the piece of the world, and fucking director Kimura made the characters really boring. They are just animal cosplays or robots. Those two should be die. The reason why the Kemono Friends II was such a big failure is because those who involved in creating this animation were seeking only after for money and fame, not for the content itself. The former director Tatsuki, who created Kemono Friends first, paid a great attention to the details and of the characters and storylines. It was a piece of cake to follow the stories. However, the new teams of Kemono Friends II was jealous of his success and fame. The jealousy, hostility, and any negativities on the teams are really contagious. You can see clearly in the episodes too. Story doesn't make sense. They are really irresponsible. For those who are coming to Japan, Suica, this red, green, and silver card is the one you must buy. It saves you a lot of troubles and it's really convenient. You can take a ride of the trains without buying the tickets every time. You can also pay with this card in the convenience store nationwide in Japan. So, how to get it? First, please go to the ticket vending machine and press Suica options. After that, please deposit some money on this card. Otherwise, the gates of the station will not open for you. Finally, since this card is really slippery, please buy some ticket holder or a path case so that you will not lose. Animated design will be preferable. Thank you. In order to make up for my 3 weeks absence here on HelloTalk, I've already posted as many as 8 voice recordings for my speaking practice today. If I can upload the same number of the moments tomorrow, it reaches 15 posts, which means I was able to post a moment per day. I know doing a lot only within a day or 2 days doesn't make any sense, but still I want to make a good restart and come back, so I will keep it up. But somehow I feel that my choice of vocabularies is quite limited, so I should work on my textbooks for words and phrases tomorrow. Nowadays, social media is one of the best tools to study foreign languages. One example would be Twitter. People in Japan use Twitter to collect good resource of information about how to reach better levels in faster pace. However, Twitter is also the battling place where people justify all method by criticizing others. Verbal fighting, bad-mouthing is everyday occurrence. On the contrary, HelloTalk is a place to make friends. It's not a competition, it's more like a cooperation. I'm glad to be here. I've been posting my voice recordings for almost a year, but I hardly ever get unnecessary, unfair criticisms. How can you increase your vocabulary of your targeted language? Vocabulary is, I think, the fundamental, the important basics for the language. In my case, I try to learn the word other phrases. Take the word introspective, for example. introspective 内省的な introspective 内省的な Grasping the just meanings of the word doesn't make the long-term memories in my brains. Instead, I can grasp the message as introspective mind, introspective personality. Images as well as words' meanings itself become stays longer in my head. This is the most efficient or effortless way so far for me. The other day, I went to the hot springs in the rural areas in Japan in the forest. When I got there, it started snowing in the middle of April. It was deadly cold outside. I could freeze to death, being naked outside. However, the inside of the hot spring was really warm, not too hot, so if I want, I could take a bath forever. Moreover, due to the bad weather, there was no one besides me there, so it was like a private bathtub only for me. By swimming, lying on the floors, or standing freely, I was able to empty my thoughts, recharge my batteries, refresh myself. It was totally rejuvenating. According to the breaking news, the Notre Dame Cathedral was on fire. I'm so sad to see such iconic buildings engulfed in flame. I had a story. During the wartime, the Paris was invaded and fell into the enemy's hands. Enemy's headquarters issued the order that Notre Dame should be exploded. The chief commander in the operation was setting the bombs around Notre Dame, but on second thought, seeing how beautiful it was, he decided to disarm the bombs one by one and went back to home country, leaving Notre Dame as it was. I'm not quite sure this story is true or not, but I always love this story and wish to go there someday. I'm so sorry. I show my sympathy and condolence from Japan. Today, I started watching Himoto Umaru-chan, this cute anime, in English dub. It was so relaxing, and I made the right decision. In the process of selecting what anime to watch, first I thought that it is ridiculous to watch this anime since I've already watched this in Japanese original version. Besides, it's just more cuties without any profound contents. However, the first 2 or 3 minutes of the episode completely changed my attitude towards moe. I reaffirmed fundamental belief of the cuties in the animation. It was so refreshing, and it allows me to wind down after the stressful days at the office. Even I burst into laughter in the middle of the public in the trains. So far, I've already watched around 50 English dub animations for the past 3 years. That activity increased my exposure to English conversation. While having a good time, I don't have to feel guilty. Among those, the best dub animation would be Black Lagoons. These Western mafia scenarios and lots of gunfights sounds better in English than in Japanese. My favorite character Revy uses a lot of F words, fuck. The most difficult English dub would be Steins Gate, since it is a genre of science fiction using lots of difficult terminologies of science. I used to be anti towards more animation in English, but Umaru-chan changed my thoughts. More exists in English as well. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm waiting for the next train to get to work. Yes, life is hard. So how can you relieve your stress? One popular option would be drinking, but that strategy can be only applied after work. So how can we get ready ourselves before work? One of my options would be buying some soda. The sugar intake of soda can activate my brain perfectly, and it doesn't have any negative influence on my mind and health, unlike alcohol. And availability is quite wide because we have vending machines of soda anywhere in Japan. Anyway, let's get started. I will catch a train. Have a nice day. Hey, what's new? How it's going? What's up? I'm totally free from work, corporate obligations, responsibility, or any trifles in relationships. Now I'm cherishing my freedom, being alone in karaoke studio with a lot of beers and drinks. Look at my choices. According to the proverbs, the key to success is balance. Now my choices are bitterness of beers and sweetness of cocktails, totally well balanced. But for the moment, let's forget about the balance. Let's go crazy, push your back, and get drunk and get wasted. My true Saturday night starts, starting at 11 p.m. on Saturday. Let's begin. Hello, me again, and I'm in the karaoke studio on Saturday night by myself. And when I was choosing which song to sing as for starter, I realized that beautiful girls' voices are coming into my room from next room. Apparently, an anime otaku girls are choosing lots of great anime songs one by one, straight. And for example, Macros, Idol Masters, Love Lives. And I think I hear the same voice, so I think she's also solo player in karaoke studio, cherishing solitude from social lives. So anyway, I think that is the best karaoke room ever, and that is a really promising starter for Saturday night. Hi, me again, and thank you for your likes and comments on my karaoke moments. I don't have anything to be proud of or boast about. I just do these kind of activities, upload my singing voices with English comments to have a fun time. And I'm glad to see there are hundreds of anime otakus, anime lovers, or same-minded people here on HelloTalk. I'm really happy to see you. So let's talk about animations and discuss Japanese subcultures or anything you like. But meanwhile, let me sing as many songs as possible until the time comes. Have a nice day. See you later. In big cities like Tokyo, there are always a number of beautiful ladies and girls on the street, day and night, anywhere, anytime, around you, within your 10-meter diameter. So the question is, what is the fast move? How can you ask her out? Here is the answer. First, please find the girl you like and walk ahead of her. Then, accidentally take off your shoe. Then, the girl might pick it up and call you, "Hey, I got your shoe." But don't look back. Instead, you leave the site. Eventually, there is a piece of paper inside where your number is written. So, she might call you up
And you reply on the phone, "Thank you for finding my shoe. I'll buy you dinner. Let's meet in front of the station."
Hey, 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 I'm Momo. I'm here again. I've been really busy recently. Lots of work was due at the end of April, and I was under pressure and stress and deadlines. Now I've done all of my work, and I can be free from lots of obligations and responsibilities. So I'm really ready for welcoming the start of my consecutive holidays during the Golden Week, and also the beginning of new era in Japan, Reiwa. So let's say goodbye to Heisei period and welcome Reiwa with me in English or in Japanese with a lot of songs and alcohol. Counting how many voice recordings I made this month, 20, around 16 voice recordings were made so far, and I have only 4 hours left to end this month. And my targeted number of voice recordings are always 30, which means 1 voice recording in English per day. That is a really good exercise for me. Also, these kinds of daily activities can form the good habit of speaking another language. But I think this month I failed to achieve that number. But anyway, let's continue whether you succeed or not. I work at a school, and the other day I had some party with children and other teachers before the Golden Week, 10 consecutive holidays in Japan, during which time school is closed. So it's best timing to have a party to socialize with each other. In the middle of the party, I got some special plates from the students saying, "Thank you, teacher. By the way, I slashed my true names. I cannot reveal my true identity as a hero, but I did reveal my otaku status to students so they know what I like. You can see some heroic character, One Punch Man, from the animation on the plates. And I'm really motivated. So as a teacher, I want to devote more to students' personal goals with a commitment. And also, as English learners, I want to be more good speaker to become model to students. Now I'm hungry. It's been hours since I came here at karaoke studio just by myself, and I had all you can drink option for 30 minutes, so there are plenty of beer, cocktails and drinks, but as for food, that's the different stories. I have to order some extra food and I have to pay extra money, and I don't like this idea. The prices of food is really highly priced, and quality is always worse. It's just ready to eat meals. Should I go out? Should I sneakily go out of the karaoke studio to buy some food outside? Hey, I'm alone in my room, and if you are interested in Japanese language, you are following lots of Japanese here on HelloTalk, and all of them are showing interesting stories, events, and beautiful pictures during the Golden Weeks, 10 consecutive holidays. But I can't, simply because I'm a man with no plans. And as you can see, some noise caused by people next door shows that they are enjoying with a bunch of other party animals. And they're about to start their having sex. So, what's wrong with me? What's the difference between the happy people and me? I have to fight against it. Welcome to new era. Reiwa. Heisei ended, and we Japanese are now new period. But to be honest, I miss a moment of the changes from Heisei to Reiwa. I was kind of drunk right now. Looking back, I think I was speaking not to my friends, not to my lovers, to smartphone to record my English voice recordings here on HelloTalk. So it's kind of a sad idea to talking by myself towards smartphone, but at the same time, this shows my devotion, dedication, passion, and commitment towards mastering English. So good luck with your learning language too. Hi, how can you relieve your stress? In my case, hitting karaoke just by myself. At the end of the work shift or working days, I celebrate my own freedom away from anyone at the office or at school. You may go or socialize with your friends after work, but in my case, being myself is really priceless. At school or at your work, you always prioritize others' feelings over what you truly want to do. Solo activity satisfies your hunger for your freedom, liberty. Solitude is not so bad. Starting karaoke tonight, 2 or 3 hours has already passed and I'm finished. But I used to be more powerful, energetic guy who can sing through the night with my friends without any breaks. So what happened to me? We used to go to 24 hours operated restaurants after all-nighter to welcome early mornings together. We are broke, so we only ordered soup. That's it. So eventually we are forced to get out of the restaurants, and then we saw beautiful sunrise between the buildings, between the high skyscrapers in Tokyo. It's good memories. I know I'm not aged, I'm not obsolete, I'm still young, but as you know, memories shines like the best time. Hello Talk, Momo again. This is just a stupid talk, so please do not judge me. I'm drinking alcohol and I'm totally drunk. Alcohol makes me happy. Whenever I consume a certain amount of alcohol, my bodies are sexually aroused and my mind is erotically charged. But the question is, my penis cannot erect. Why are things like that? The possible question or possible answer would be, we are born, or God created us this way so that we can make love with your important partner only when you are sober, so you can take care of your partner with clear judgment. I'm sorry that I'm creepy, but let me say that one of my dreams, or every guy's dreams, would be having sex with female artist just after she has finished her own live performance on the stage. Having hot, sweaty body of her in the backstage can finish my life. assuring me that she belongs to me, not to tens of thousands of the audience. My fetishism is girls' smell and sweat. That is why female athletes or artists can always attract and capture my heart. And Sheena Lingo, lead vocal of Tokyo Jihan, is my Venus. There will be no regret if I do this, even though I will die in 20. Hello, I'm Momo, long time no see. I haven't posted any moments here on HelloTalk for 30 days, and this is my update about some changes in my life. My hectic lifestyle kind of loosened up. I quit my job. I work as an English teacher, teaching some English to students from kids to adults, and I was in charge of beginner class, mainly grammar class. And I quit. This is because I want to be a tour guide in Japan, and in order to work as a tour guide, you need the license. And getting a license is kind of demanding, requiring a lot of preparation to pass the writing and interview test. And the test will be held in the middle of the August, and I'll go for it. There are lots of great educational YouTubers around the world. One of those in Japan is Miss Ayaki. She's a university student in Niigata Prefecture in the science major, but she can speak Japanese and English flawlessly. She is bilingual thanks to the great effort she has made since she was a child. And I want to be like her. And I can't improvise speech or conversations both in English or in Japanese. Even in Japanese, I'm a man with few words. But at least I can make 1 minute English voice recordings. But so far, I make a lot of trial and error, and I make several retakes, and I want to minimize that preparation time. In order to be a tour guide to serve the guest from overseas, you have to pass 4 writing tests in Japan to get a license. Foreign language, geography, history, and general knowledge. As for foreign language, I already got other English license, so I don't have to take it. So I need to focus on other 3 subjects this time. Geography includes travel destination and tourist spots. History ranges from ancient times to modern days. And general knowledge involves politics and economy as well. Aside from English, I don't have any knowledge and I have no idea what's going on other subjects, so I need to work hard for the test exams. I watched the Golden Kamuy in the animation twice, in English and in Japanese, and that was amazing. This animation is about finding gold, as the name shows, and Kamui is some local tribes in the Hokkaido during the Russo-Japanese War in 20th centuries. So the theme is kind of dark, fighting or killing, so some characters died. But thanks to some gag part or some hilarious facial expression of the characters, the theme is well balanced. Also, this anime is intellectually stimulating. While watching this show, you gain access to the information about local tribes, how to survive in the winter seasons, and some ritualistic ideas and tribe concepts. As I mentioned earlier, I started preparing for tour guide license exam this summer. I do appreciate resourceful information available on the internet anytime, anywhere, free of charge. But the question is how to select good one from the garbage. Too much information is like a wall. You don't know what to select. Decade ago, learning style was much simpler. You could just go to the bookstore to choose one book, and you were able to stick to it until you made the results. But nowadays, this overflowing information make us intolerant and choosy. Before finishing one content or book, we just give it up and go to the next. Let me share my feelings. I love commentaries, and this season love comment is 僕たちは勉強ができない. We can't study. One of my favorite character is her, and she is very smart, cool, shy, and somehow clumsy. And I feel something different when I saw her. The problem is hair color. Traditionally, shy, clumsy, cool character with few words has blue or light blue hair color. The iconic character would be Tabasa from the Familia Zero or Rei Ayanami from the Evangelion. This stereotype is hardwired in my brain, so I find something wrong with her. Danshari. This Japanese word means throw unnecessary things away and clear up the mess. It is said that clothes you haven't worn for 2 years are the clothes that you will never in the future. So these unnecessary items should be disposed of. I'm doing danshari about my anime stuff. Look at my photo. On the top left, you can see the old rusted mousepad decorated with Miku Hatsune Vocaloids. And on the bottom right, you can see the new mousepad featuring two main characters, Rin-chan and Saber-chan from Fate series. Although I will throw the old one away, that memory still stays in my head and of course as the picture. I went to Niigata Prefecture and tried newly built sophisticated aquariums in Joetsu, located just before the sea, Japan Sea. Inside the aquariums, I really enjoyed watching hundreds of the fish swimming happily in the large tank, walking along with the penguins on outside corridors, and cherishing the final moment of the show of dolphins jumping in the air with a beautiful sunset background on the sea. At the same time, I rejoiced comparing Japanese explanations and English translations on the wall and on the pamphlets. It was great encounter of the sea creatures and learning language experiences. Recently, I started doing some exercise outside of my room during the daytime under the sun. I got some extra pounds around my bellies in winter, so I have to burn some calories. While jogging outside, I see high school students in a school uniform talking, walking, and hanging out with each other outside on the street after school. This particular images reminds me of my good old days. Of course, I was in their age once upon a time, years ago. Parents say you should study harder in order to succeed in later in life, but Being young itself is really priceless. Youth is power, and school days, time cannot be bought back again by money. Last year, I took 2 different international English exams, IELTS and TOEFL. I was aiming at getting 8.0 for IELTS, but my result was lower than my target. However, I noticed one good point of taking the test. Currently, I'm preparing myself for tour guide license exams in Japan, and I realized that different English exams play different roles for test takers. For instance, for the speaking test of the IELTS, we are supposed to talk about ourselves and society, ongoing issues. On the contrary, for the tour guide license exams, topics are all about Japan. So I want to take this learning opportunity to be able to introduce Japanese culture. Among English learners groups in Japan, one of the frequently asked questions is, have you ever had a dream in English? And my answer is yes. It is said that when you try studying abroad or staying in the different countries for a long time, your brain is tricked, and different language or English will be a norm for your daily lives, and resulting in English dreams. However, mine is a little bit different. When I haven't studied English at all for days or weeks, out of necessity or due to some pressure, English dream will be popped up in my head. It's like an alarm or alert to inform me of the necessity to start English again. Hello, I'm Momo. Nice to meet you. Currently, I'm in the preparation for getting tour guide license exam in Japan, which will be held in the middle of August. So, as for practice, from now on, I'm going to show one of the greatest spots in Japan, some tourist destinations, one place per day. If I can, I'm quite lazy, and my resolution is quite soft and unachieved in halfway. But anyway, Japan boasts of historical sites such as shrines and temples, as well as modern technologies, including high skyscrapers. So, I will show one of these. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's 8 a.m. today in Japan with a beautiful sunrise. Today must be a good day. Before we set out, let's check out several things. First, Wi-Fi spots. Since how much reception we can use for a month is limited, good Wi-Fi spots to steal internet connection is a must in today's society. Second, good reception. Internet connection allows you to have wonderful virtual reality lives even you are outside of a room. And third, batteries. Smartphone is truly the piece of miracle. It's like a magic lamp. However, without batteries, it falls into just a piece of garbage. And finally, say hello to your wife on your wallpaper, and everything is ready for the day. According to the article, Russian teenager killed herself after having watched the Death Note in the animation. Apparently, her living will or death wish was written on the Death Note. That is why Russian government prohibited Death Note from airing anymore. I think it's ridiculous. Look at the number. Millions of people watched the Death Note, but they lead happy, quality life after that.
it is that teenager or her parents that should be blamed for, not the media or anime itself. It is a pity that every time some murder case or crime happens, media blindly highlights the negative influence of the animation or games on teenagers. Oh, my fetish. Sometimes we anime fans encounter very exotic scene of the episode showing some fetishism scenes to the audience. For example, girls are trying to open other girls' mouth and a very realistic illustration of the girl's mouth would be exposed. What a good surprise. So what is my fetishism? There, girls' armpit, sweat and smell. Unfortunately, my 3 points fetishisms are hardly ever attainable or available in the animation. So in that case, I go to the YouTube channel to see girls athlete in a track race instead. My favorite scene is when the name is called, they raise hands and their armpits are open. Hello, good morning. There are several English expressions to mean those who wake up early and those who go to bed quite late at night. Recently, I made the major shift from night owl or night person to morning person or early riser. By doing so, I enjoy enormous benefits. First, I can avoid golden time, during which there are lots of entertainment options available on the internet, on TV, or with my friends. These options always discourage me studying or working hard. Second of all, I can focus on my things or what I have to do with fresh mind. My brain functions the best in the morning. So today will be a promising day, so have a nice day. Hello, I'm Momo. I'm a big otaku of Japan's animations. My question is, what anime should I watch this season? So far, I haven't heard of great sensational anime titles from social media. Are there any must-see in your anime watching list? For me, it is true that big titles such as Attack on Titan and Fruits Basket are on air, but something new is lacking. For example, Attack on Titan is great action movies, but it's third season. And Fruits Basket is a masterpiece of love romance, but it's a remake, and I've watched the original version already. And for your information, I'm not good at understanding Ikunis animes such as Sarazanmai, Pink Drums, or Yurikuma Arashi. Somebody saves me. For the last 3 days, I haven't spoken English at all. This is dangerous situation. So today, I go back to basic by reading basic English sentence books again. Some people say that the more difficult words you will learn, the better English speaker you will be. But in my case, knowing is different from doing. By reciting or reading or using my vocal organs again, using basic English words, I feel ease in speaking English. So even though I know all the basic words already, this is my routine. It's like a sports. Nobody can skip running or jogging before playing match. Hello, I'm Momo. I'm a Japanese anime otaku. I got billions or zillions of questions asking, "Hey otaku, what's your favorite anime?" And I can't reply every single question, so I took some time and consideration and energy to show my favorite top 50 anime list here on the moment. So enjoy. My anime list cover all of the genres except for boys love. Apparently I'm a boy, so boys steamy, hot sex is not to my taste. Second of all, I can't stand watching years-long animes such as One Piece or Naruto. And lastly, and last, since number is limited, minor title is off the list. Anyway, if you have any questions, comments, or anything, just let me know. Today's tourist spots, ももちゃんの観光名所、東京スカイツリー。This is the highest telecommuting island tower in the world, 634 meters. But why is it 634 meters? This is because 634 can be read as Musashi. And this is the name of the ancient capital of Japan, or name of the former Tokyo areas. Simply stated. So Tokyo was Musashi once before. Also, during the World Wars, we Japan used the names of the mountains, rivers, and places to name the battleships. And Musashi is the second largest battleships in Japan. So, this today's icon of Tokyo Skytree conveys that message from the past. Hello, long time no see. It's been 50 days since I posted my last voice recordings here on HelloTalk. 50 days. Since then, I haven't practiced English at all. So I'm now forgetting how to speak English. I had to prioritize cramming a lot of information about Japan's tourist license exams into my brains over speaking English. Anyway, as my picture shows, the mountains of information that I should memorize, Hokkaido, the northern part of the prefecture, is just one example. We have 50 states, and each prefecture has rivers, mountains, hot springs, tourist destinations, and tourist spots, and historical figures, and so on. An exam will be held in 2 weeks. Good afternoon. It's noon in Japan, and it's too hot and too humid. According to my thermometer, it's around 35 degrees Celsius, plus 70% humidity. That bad combination of temperature and humidity in Japan's summer kills me. I'm melting in bad way. My room is not equipped with air conditioning. I wish I'm melting in a good way, like in the romantic scenarios, but I'm a solo. I'm a bachelor English learner. Unfortunately, my bicycle got a flat tire, so my transportation system broke down. And libraries or restaurants is not walking distance. I have to survive in my home. The best animation so far in 2019 would be Sarazanmai, Saratto. This is my first time to complete watching director Ikuni's animation. Sarazanmai is located in Asakusa areas. An episode is centering around this area. And good news to you if you are a fan of Sarazanmai. Now, touring around Asakusa in auto rickshaw is available for you. It costs 5,000 yen an hour. It's affordable, I think, and while touring, you can see the real sights depicted in the animation. You can pause Saratto, and you can enjoy the atmosphere in Asakusa. It is so hot anywhere in Japan this time of the year. Take a lot of water not to be dehydrated. Also, it is said that eating hot food in the summer leads to healthy lifestyles. Take ramen noodle for example. In Akihabara, the city next to Tokyo, there are lots of anime tie-ups or animation collabos. One of those would be Yellow Ramen. It is not anime characters on the billboard or on the wall, but also ramen master that are real beauty. The sweaty lady, bouncing boobs, and extra onions in the noodle definitely recharge your batteries. There are several reasons why Japanese study English, and one of those would be correcting misunderstandings towards Japan. As you may notice, the current international issues centering around Japan would be our undermining relationships between Japan and South Korea. We Japanese cannot speak English. We are isolated politically, geologically, and linguistically. Another good example would be some signs in Hokkaido restaurants. They put a sign saying, "No foreigners, please." And the Time magazine in America criticized our xenophobic stance. However, the reason why the master put the sign is because Russian sailors from Russia made a mess every time they visited the restaurants. They throw things away, broke something. With English, we can correct misunderstandings. Today is August 6th, the day when the atomic bomb was dropped in Hiroshima. In the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park, the stone pillar says, "We'll never repeat the same mistake again." And this is another message from Sarazanmai, the animation. The main theme of Sarazanmai was making the real human relationships, not with virtual ones, not with androids. Another hidden message is, do not forget the past. The Asakusa, the area of the Sarazanmai, was a place of fire, earthquake, and air raids during the World Wars. And the river in Asakusa was once filled with dead bodies. And today's prosperity and modern technologies like Tokyo Skytree was built on the casualties sleeping on the bottom of the river. Do not forget the past. In the preparation for getting tour guide license exam in Japan, I need to input lots of information about Japan, Japan's locations, tourist destinations, and history. While doing so, I realized that names of the places are really related with Japanese animations. For example, take Bakemonogatari for example. The name of the main heroines, Senjogahara Hitagi, my beloved first wife, comes from Senjogahara wetland in Gunma Prefecture. Also, this wetland is quite famous for shooting stargazers at night, as we can see in the final episode of Bakemonogatari, where Hitagi and Araragi had a date under the beautiful night sky. Today, I want to introduce you 88 Japan's anime locations. Some anime are quite fantasy, but others are quite real, using real places in Japan. And why 88? Historically, in Shikoku Peninsula, the birthplace of Buddhist master Kukai, there is some religious rituals traveling around Shikoku Peninsula while visiting important temples, and number of temples is 88, and this anime tourism follow this number. There are interesting places from Hokkaido, northern part of Japan, and Okinawa, the southern part of Japan, and my recommendation would be Mototsuko, beautiful lake located next to Mount Fuji, depicted in Yurukan. Can you hear that? Now I'm taking a break from studying in the library, and I can hear, or you can hear, the sound of skaters hanging on the trees. For us Japanese, this sound is a summary stuff. It doesn't sound as a noise. This is natural environmental sound or a natural phenomenon. But for you foreigners, this massive noise from skaters might disturb your concentration or ruin the moment in the conversation with your friends. So, what do you think of it? As you may notice when you study Japanese, Japan's number or counting system is a little bit complicated. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 1つ、2つ、3つ、4つ、5つ when you count. This is tricky, right? In the final episode of Anohana, one of the tear-provoking or most dramatic animation in Japan, main heroine was a ghost, and they played hide and seek, and she said 見つかっちゃった, which means you found me. And this is very, very dramatic moment. Or 見つかっちゃった can be read as I bought 3. Interesting point of this picture is she refrained from drinking, but I succumbed to temptation and I bought 3. It's been quite a while. I took tour guide license exam last week, and now I feel happy after finishing my 3-year preparations for the test, and also somehow disappointed because some of the part of the test was really extremely difficult, and I couldn't pass, I think. But anyway, after being released from the obligation and burden for the test, now my focus can go for what I want to do, which is learning English. So, let's brush up. Okay, I hope these recordings will work fine, and now I'm so tired, exhausted, plus I'm thirsty. So now I'm bringing some canned beer onto my desk to continuously study through the night. I know some people said that drinking alcohol or alcohol intake can negatively affect on your healthy minds. That is totally true when you calculate or when you count some numbers. But I think when it comes to learning language, especially practicing speaking English, open-mindedness produced or supported by the alcohol will be a boost to speak more. So that will be my excuse. Anyway, cheers. Hello, I already took tour guide license exam in Japan. Now my next goal will be getting good score on IELTS and TOEFL. My current score is 96 for TOEFL and 7.5 for IELTS, and I'm aiming much higher. Now I realize that there are some big major changes in the testing format of TOEFL. According to authorities of English learning industries in Japan, that would be happy news to English learners. This is because hours of the test will be shortened from 4 hours to 3 hours. From my experience, 4-hour duration with only 15 minutes break was so frustrating, exhausting.
The other day, I went to Tokyo National Western Museum in Ueno. Famous exhibition Matsukata Collection was open to the public. I was waiting for 10 or 20 minutes to get a ticket, even on weekdays. But once I entered the facility, the first artwork waiting for us was famous water lilies done by Monet. I know, of course, what it looks like, and I saw it many times on textbook or online, but real size scale of this artwork goes beyond 3 meters square. It is not until we see it at first sight that we won't realize the true value and nature of the artwork. Two weekends ago, I went to Akihabara, a mecca for Japanese animation and otaku culture, and I had a great, miraculous encounter of anime goods. One is the wallet of Yurikan, $40, and the other one is some parts of Gochusa, $20. This is like first love at the first sight. But my second sight went to the price tag, which obviously went beyond my budget. But following my experience and sharing otaku knowledge, if you don't buy here now, you will miss a chance forever, since anime goods are not manufactured in quantity. So I went for it. I'm broke, of course, but I'm happy. How was your weekend? For me, on Friday night, my favorite online games event, Kantai Collection, Kankole for short, the games of Japan's battleships during the World Wars, was released. Not on time. Every time its official Twitter announced the new event will coming up, there's always delays of starting time and additional maintenance. So we players takes for granted 3 hours, 5 hours, or even 10 hours of delays of starting time. Does that happen to your online games too? When it happens, of course, the official Twitter are bombarded with hundreds of crappy replies. There are several templates of stories in manga series. When it comes to shonen boys manga, I especially like the exam series. For example, Hunter x Hunter introduced Hunter license exam to be a hunter. Naruto showed the Chunin Shiken, the exams, to become the ninja. This contributes a lot to the character developments, the revelation of backstories and the reasons why they need a license, and showcases of new skills and superpowers. It also highlights efforts, victory, friendships, all of which are essential elements to shonen series. Bad weather brings you a best chance to enjoy attractions fully. I went to Ueno Zoo the other day on weekdays in rain. That is why I didn't have to wait in line for hours to watch pandas. Other popular animals like white bear and tigers were open only to me. I watched them closely with no consideration to others. If I did this on nice holidays, I would be a center of criticism from parents and children. Likewise, when you visit Tokyo Disneyland in bad weather, you can take twice as many rides on rainy days as on nice fine days. You can get wet
on Splash Mountains anyway. Good evening. It's almost 5 p.m. in Japan. This is the time for having school in the summer. In the evening, we often have the rain shower accompanied by thunder and lightning. When they happen, I have to unplug internet as for precautionary measures. In the past, thunder hit nearby electric pole, and thunder ran through the cable and reached my house and destroyed my PC. It's really inconvenient because I'm an online game player. Most of the case, there is no save point, so I have to quit the quest in the middle of nowhere. It is raining heavily outside in the evening in Japan. It doesn't seem to stop, which is quite troublesome for me. First, thanks to the thunder and lightning, my internet connection is now disrupted. Without internet, the netizens like me cannot survive even for a single second. Second, today is my first day for driver's lectures. I already have the automobile driver's license, but now I'm trying to get the license for 2 wheels. I want to be a motorcyclist, so I enrolled in the driver's school, and my dream is to ride a Harley Davidson and pass through American continent from the east to west. Hello, I'm a YouTube freak. I don't watch TV anymore, created by stupid Japanese media with stereotypes, unfairness, and sensationalism. Now, more and more people in younger generations are switching their channel to YouTube or other video or streaming sites to find their favorites. I'm no single exception. I myself am following some American or British YouTuber in anime reviews. And now, let me imitate how to close the videos in English. Let's begin. Give me thumbs up if you are excited for future videos, and don't forget to subscribe. If you want to contact me, please look at the description below and you'll find what you need. With that note, I'll see you really soon. Goodbye. There are 2 special days for moviegoers to get a discount to watch favorite films. Tuesday for ladies and Thursday for men's. Usual price of the tickets cost $18. However, with 40% discount, ticket is $10. So that is why I'm here in the cinema today. Plus, since today is weekday, the seats in the center of the room are easily available to us, with no one around you. And I'm going to watch 2 films in animation, Konosuba and Tenkinoko. Just being inside in the cinema is good enough for me to get excited and hyped. On the day I went and watched Tenkinoko, Weathering with You, the inside of the cinema was full of works produced by Makoto Shinkai, one of the goddess of anime film producers like Hayao Miyazaki or Satoshi Kon. Among those, my favorite goes to Kimi no Na wa, Your Name, the most happiest ones. That movie makes me believe that someone is destined to meet me too. I wanna believe fate. And most saddest one would be, of course, 5 centimeters per second. But watching this, at the very finale of the film, gave me some mental break
and I had a huge hole in my heart. Unsaid feelings. There are 3 patterns of film adaptation in the animation. First one is a recap. When I watched Anohana, most tear-provoking animation in the history, the movie was simple summaries of the TV series, which is kind of disappointing. And second one would be fan service. When I watched, for example, ReZero, it was lacking of its essence, the thrilling adventure. The movie version was simple slice of life. And last one is the greatest one, original and authentic stories in the films. And Konosuba was categorized in this. It has the original gag part and also great harmony in the battle. A friend and I searched Google to check some travel destinations. Even though we live in the hometown for many years, some places are still unfamiliar to us, so we chose one of those, waterfalls nearby. On the way to the waterfall, unfortunately, it began raining, but luckily we had natural roof or some umbrella on our top. Branches of the trees covered us and prevented raining from hitting us. Also, we found some natural basin. We washed our faces, but we didn't dare to drink water, unprocessed water, considering some harmful substances from farming or farmers peeing in the field. Anyway, we couldn't reach the waterfall due to untouched field. Next time, we will bring some mowing machine and ties to cut the grass. The greatest baseball player, Ichiro Suzuki, made an awesome speech in English in Seattle before Mariners fans. His speech was really inspirational, passionate, and easy to understand. However, some Japanese English learners respect native speakers so much that they cannot tolerate non-native accent. But from my point of view, since the number of non-native speakers of English is more than that of native speakers, we Japanese should open to any form of English and pay due respect and accept our Japanese English as a tool to express ourselves. As Ichiro concluded his speech by saying, "Let's play baseball," I would say, "Let's speak English." Thank you. I'm honored to be here today to announce my 300th voice recordings. 300. I've came so far so much. Nothing could be accomplished without you. I appreciate you are listening to my recorded voices and giving me likes and interesting comments and advice. This activity sped up my fluency of English and increased the number of active vocabulary. My next goal will be 500 in next 6 months. I will continue this journey with you. Again, thank you very much. My timeline told me that casual photo, this tag, is now in fashion. I wanted to jump in. I tagged myself, anime, otaku, manga, which sounds geeky. So let's start. First, let's take out the camera and put on lenses and adjust the distance towards the object and take some photo of dolls. Dolls sounds geeky again, so excuse me. Photo of sculpture like Thinker made by Rodin. And since this is casual photo, I cannot be so serious, and professionalism is not to your taste, so casually I take some different angles, and there you are. Finally, I passed the first stage of motorcycle driving test yesterday. Riding a motorcycle is by far more difficult than I had expected. I watched someone handling the motorcycle in a cool, fashionable race on TV or in the films, which is not true in my case. Driving school required me to take additional classes and lessons which is not free, and I paid it and I made it. Since the enrollment of the driving school, I initiated watching Bakuon, the animation of high school girls motorcyclists. In theory, I think knowledge we gained from the animation can be applicable to all our daily lives. As I mentioned earlier on my previous voice recordings, I'm now in the process of getting motorcycle license. While attending the class, my imagination goes viral. Nationwide tour from one anime location to another captured my heart. To be specific, I will finally find Menma from Anohana in Chichibu in Saitama Prefecture. And of course, Orai City in Ibaraki Prefecture is a good example of boosted local economy led by animation Girls Panzer. Since I don't have any company to go along with, I will take some cute miniature-sized figure to take beautiful picture of with the backgrounds at each location. Do you want to improve your speaking abilities but you don't know what to talk about? Then reproduction should be made. In my case, I use textbook for TOEIC, the most preferred English assessment in Japan at school and on business. After having done lots of practice of listening to CDs and reading the scripts and shadowing the CDs, the English translation from Japanese transcripts should be made. This practice facilitates learning of speaking. I feel as if I was a creator of this original conversation. It's really good experience where you don't have to stop to think about idea while speaking. The vocabulary, word of choice, sentence structures, grammars, accent and pronunciation, and fluency are enhanced. I have a question. This is unsolved riddle for many years. Can I make some comments like cute, beautiful, nice hair color when I encounter someone's lady's selfies, or are they regarded as flirting or some romantic connotations? Many people, including me, are using HelloTalk for language purposes, no romance. And also I'm aware that a lot of ladies are irritated or annoyed by some random strangers saying, "Hey cutie, what's up? Show me your panties. What's your size of the boobies? Fuck you, creepy boys." But I do believe that sending positive comments to ladies are also acceptable as a healthy communication. So I'm wavering between yes, you go for it, or no, you shouldn't. This is my first or second time to produce English voice recordings on bed. I'm so jaded and really tired. Usually, when I speak English, I sit still at the desk in front of the microphone in a serious study mode that requires certain concentration and energy. But if I can kill time while I fell asleep and get unconscious in the relaxing and productive manner, That would be fantastic. So, compared with my usual voice recordings, does this still sound okay and understandable? The reason why I'm keeping a lot of voice daily here on HelloTalk today is because I overslept this morning and didn't attend online English lessons. This make up for what I missed that time. Restarting requires double or triple efforts than continuing. I noticed this severe fact through my years of struggle of learning languages with a lot of quitting and restarting. Anyway, even if my lots of moments might disturb your peaceful timelines, don't mute me. Mute someone else.
Can anime otaku like myself be finally outdoor person? Currently, I'm attending lessons for riding a motorcycle in school, and I'm on the final stage, almost there to get the certificate. But before my license should be issued, I need to pass the final exams. There are more than 10 sections, such as letter S, L, and steep hills. Since I don't have much brain and very short memory, I got a hot spring to simulate how safely I can ride a bicycle. But some people give me some creepy eyes because I try to demonstrate how to ride a bicycle with a lot of gestures in hot water. But I believe practice makes perfect. Thank you. Today, I passed the motorcycle driving test. This is my first time, and I made it. Looking back for my past 3 weeks, I was not the model student. I was scared, frightened, and agitated on the motorcycle. But through my old struggles, I did all of the mistakes imaginable. For example, even my pants got stuck into the bike and I collapsed in the middle of the road. That was embarrassing. But teacher told me that double the mistakes, then you will learn twice faster than no mistakes. I really appreciate it, and I try to apply it to my learning English too. Thank you very much. どうも、はじめまして、ももです。日本語初めてです。日本人のオタクです。酔ってます。ビール飲んじゃいました。というのもね、バイクの免許受かったので、マジで嬉しかった。皆さんのおかげです。ありがとう。いやー、ハロートークでね、ほんと英語結構300ぐらい英語の録音アップしたし、確実にね、ハロートークのおかげで英語もね、順調に学習できてます。まあ日本語たまにはね、日本語で録音して日本人アピールしていかないと、アニメオタクが寄ってこないから。もう海外のね、アニメオタクをね、これで、引っ張ってね、引き込んでね、いこうかなと思ってます。ただ、そのハロートークでそのアニメの画像めちゃくちゃ使ってるから、もしかしたら著作権でアカウント削除されるかもしれませんが、その時までね、よろしくお願いします。
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. in Japan. I'm in the middle of the park, under the really clear blue sky. I see many people walking on the streets, driving their cars, riding bicycles, going for a jog and run. Yes, some people are on the night shifts, which supports 24 hours operation in Japan. Thank you very much. But I like this vibrant energy of the atmosphere in the morning. Something good will happen. As for me, I'm not the part of these productive activities. I'm going to the municipal office to have my driving license issued. And if I have a time, chance, and weather stay cool, I rent a motorcycle and drive it on the street for the first time. HelloTalk is now not only learning exchange sites, but also my most frequently used social media. I have several accounts on Twitter and on Facebook, but Twitter sucks. I do have same-minded people with similar interests, like watching animations or learning English, but it's like a contest. Who win the most likes or who win over the others about trivial issues. Facebook, no. I enjoy freedom of expression. Facebook forced us to reveal our true identity and privacy. I prefer anonymous status. And I'm not authorized to use Instagrams by the government simply because I don't have any beauty package. So let's be HelloTalker. After attending some classes of driving motorcycle, I started watching some of the traveling videos on YouTube with great English songs. I used to listen to foreign music quite a lot, but I'm quit simply because I turned myself into anime otaku in search of more of the Japanese pop music, which are animation openings or endings. But now, my heat towards Western music has been reignited, and I checked my iTunes, and I saw some list of foreign music entitled 2012. Are they still fashionable or too obsolete? To check my list, please go to my comment box. Thank you. My list of music overseas goes as alphabetical order. Adam Lambert, All Time Low, Black Eyed Peas, Shallow Green, Chris Brown, Coldplay, David Guetta, Drake, Frey, Jason Mars, Jay-Z, La Rox, Lady Gaga, Linkin Park, Low IQ, Muse, Neo, One Direction, Owl City, Panic at the Disco, Paramore, Pitbull, Sarah Bradley's, Script, Sean Paul, Sum 41, Tayo Cruz, Taylor Swift, Usher, Zebra Head, 30 Seconds to Mars, 303. So, what is your impression about this phrase, in the conversation? Personally, I hardly ever or never use this phrase. For me, can be regarded as, do you know, don't you know, you don't know, but I know. That is why I refrain from using it. I'm not quite sure, so I need help. Some Japanese English learners already formed the habit of using or overusing this phrase, in the conversation, to fill the pause, to think about the next line, or to be more native-like, So, what do you think about it? While studying English at desk on this beautiful Sunday, I'm paging through bike catalogs. I recently got the motorcycle license. I've already had driver's license for vehicles, but this is somehow different. Unlike inside of your car, you are outside on the bikes, their existence on the machines. You would feel enormous freedom as the bike becomes part of yourself.
I got the similar sensation when I first realized that I was able to speak English for some degrees. This was when English was under my control. Of course, there are varying degrees and types of freedom. We are the seeker and traveler in search of freedom. In this case, and in my case, via motorcycle. Yeah, oh, can you see this? Can you hear this? This is my bike, which I rented, not own. This is really first time, very the first time for me to drive a motorcycle on the street. I'm so excited, I'm so happy under the really crystal clear blue sky. While driving, I exchanged some greetings by raising hands to other drivers on the roads. There was really good traveling communications. I don't have any destinations, just the roads tell me which way to go. And sounds, feels, and vibrations, anything satisfies my, how can I say, happiness, complete my life. Thank you. いやー、めっちゃ楽しいけど疲れた。It's really exciting, but at the same time exhausting. Riding a motorcycle for the first time in my life on streets used up all my energy and concentrations. Now I'm taking some rest at the driving stations. Something sweet must activate my brain again. And trying new things always accompanies some tensions and nervousness in a good way. Having a sex is a good example. You do the drills in a textbook and you even practice by yourself, but actually doing with somebody you love is totally different from what you imagined. After riding the motorcycle for hours for the first time, I stopped by some small hot spring resort town. It has ancient atmosphere in the countryside. Time flows really slowly. There are lots of narrow paths with streams, so I enjoyed hanging around like a mouse in the maze. And finally I found public bathhouse. Although it's a famous hot spring resort town, this is a time of off-season, so there's no holidaymakers. Public bathhouse turned into private bathhouse, open only to me. I went to hot springs by bike. Inside a bathing house, the bathtub was separated into two. One is for extra heat and other is for nice and warm. Of course, as an adventurous boy, I jumped into the heat zone and I got boiled like a squid. Luckily, there was no one, so I put some water into it. But remember, locals, especially senior citizens, have a certain questionable pride of how much heat they can endure in the hot bathtub. So, casually putting water into the bathtub is a breach of etiquette. You'll be a center of criticisms. Hey young, what are you doing? Get out of it. Go to your mama. I went and watched Hello World. The animation is about time traveling. If you are one of the anime otaku like me, you are familiar with the concept through watching Steins Gate, ReZero, a girl who can leap through the time. Main characters faces unfortunate fate
and try to change disastrous future and rewind the time back to the past and make a lot of trial and error. I like it. My expectation was high, but it was dashed. In this case, Hello World, great finale came with a lot of questions unsolved. Audience was not quite convinced. I think this type of anime, science fiction, should be supported by pillars of logical explanation. Can I share my agony, frustration, and sad feelings with you when I make voice recordings here on HelloTalk? First of all, 1 minute is too short. We voice recording users try to keep a diary in voices, explain about cultural differences, or even review movies in such a limited amount of time. All of this requires 3 parts: introduction, body, conclusions, sometimes plus examples or counter-arguments. Impossible. When time comes, stupid HelloTalk cut us off and we have to start from the scratch again. So frustrating. Yeah, we are minors, we are lame, nobody taking care of voice recordings, but we are humans too. Voices should be heard of, otherwise democracy pales. Since I started learning English several years ago, my bookshelves are now full of unread English books. They are just an ornament to decorate my furniture. Looking around my books, I noticed that during the specific period of learning language, I was fascinated by different categories. Sometimes I was an avid collector of English dictionary published by Oxford and Cambridge. Other time, I was really into foreign books like Little Prince or Mother's Chicken Soup. Now I realize that shortcuts to mastering English is narrowing down the number of books. Now I'm repeating these essential books again and again. The other day, I ordered my brand new laptop PC from the website. Online shopping and comparison buying are best choice, especially for purchasing the computers. Here in Japan, old-fashioned and obsolete PC with low spec are displayed at the department stores targeting senior citizens or novice computer users. That is the worst choice. In this case, I have 2 choices. One is beautifully elaborately decorated with my favorite character, limited version of Miku Hatsune. The other one is simple, boring black one, mainly for office use. Both of them have the same spec, same video cards and Intel i5. The difference is of course price. Decorated one is $300 more expensive than office one, and I chose the latter case. Did I make the right choice? According to a speaking test in English I took yesterday, my speaking ability in English is now categorized into high intermediate level, which I do agree with. Before becoming advanced English speaker who can speak English as if they can speak their mother tongue, in my case, Japanese, I need to work on my grammar and audio part. As for grammar, I must reduce the number of grammatical mistakes and errors, especially about consistency between subject and verbs. Speaking for audio, my speaking sounds flat and monotonous with little intonation and accent. Of course, any level is fine. Learning English is not a competition, it's more like a communication. But still, objective assessments like this are quite helpful and meaningful to plan for the future endeavor. Next week, I'm departing from Narita to Manila in the Philippines to study abroad. I'll stay there at the language school for 2 months. Why the Philippines? We Japanese English learners can stay there 3 or 4 times longer than in Western countries. Plus, unlike group lessons provided by American or British school, the school in the Philippines offer us intensive private tutoring, thus increasing the exposure and practice of English. My biggest challenge would be communicating and contacting with the beautiful, friendly, amicable, cheerful Filipinos at the bar on the back streets in the nightlife. That is what the primary aim of male traveler is.